Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amber and I love all things handbag related, with a little bit of emphasis on the brands Vera Bradley and Lug. I also occasionally, but rarely, do some content related to concealed carry and how that works with all of these beautiful bags that I love. So if any of that sounds good to you, then stick around and let's hang out. So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview, comparison, what fits, and my thoughts on two new Vera Bradley handbag styles: the Frannie Crescsent Crossbody and the Oversized Hobo bag. So, without taking too much time to chit chat, let's just get started. So I'm going to start with this one, the Franny. And I kind of struggled, to be honest with y'all, to find a bag that was kind of comparable to this to compare it with. And I'm still not sure that I found just the right one, but I am going to show you this bag next to and compared to a few styles, and then we'll do the what fits with the one that I've chosen. So first and foremost, here's the Franny. And this one is full right now. It does have my things in it. But this is the Franny next to the Bouquet crossbody, just for kind of a general size reference. But remember, this one is empty and flat. The Franny is full of my items. So just as a, general kind of size reference, you can see the bucket bag is a little taller, obviously, but as far as width goes, they're about the same width, this way. This one's not full, so I'm not going to show you depth, just a general idea. And then here it is next to the triple compartment crossbody in Performance Twill Black. Again, just to give you an idea of the size as you look at it. If I put this one in the front, you can see that the Franny is just a little bit wider than this one when it is full. But if I put it in the back, again, you can see that the triple compartment is just a little bit taller when you look at this kind of scoop opening. And then again, here is the new medium hipster in, I can't remember, Navy Garden something, maybe? I don't know. Y'all know this one, it came out recently. But here these two are side by side. So again, if I put this one in front, you can see that the Franny is a little bit longer again. But this is not apples to apples. Remember, this is kind of apples to oranges because none of these are filled. They are flat. Whereas the Franny is completely filled right now. But I'm just trying to give you just a generalized idea on the size. So again, this one is a little bit taller, but the Franny is longer. And then the bag that I decided to actually compare this one with was the Factory Outlet Small Go-Ahead Crossbody. It was really the only one that I could think of that might be in a kind of generalized same sort of range as far as, shape and size that you might be familiar with. Okay, so let's get into this. I've actually already got this one filled, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this and I'm going to fill the small go ahead, and then we'll transfer the items over to this one and I'll show you what fits. So let me move everything over. Okay, so I've completely filled the small go ahead crossbody like I normally do. So I'm going to take all of these items out. I'll show you what I was able to fit in here. I have it completely stuffed, packed full. And as I normally do, did not use any pockets. Nothing on the outside, nothing on the inside. I just stuffed the bag to the fullest capacity that I possibly can. So we'll take all of these items out, and then I'll show you how many of them will fit inside your Franny. Then I'll put the other strap on, show you how it looks on me, all of that, and then I'll give you my thoughts on this bag style. So if we get into the small go-ahead, I have a little AirPods case that is full. All of these items are full, stuffed, whatever you want to call it. I have a travel pillowcase in kawaii floral. I have the little reactive packable tote thing. I can't remember what it's called. I have mints, cell phone, my tissue case, notebook, pens. I have the little pouch from the hair accessory kit on the factory outlet side. And this is my current, like, overflow junk stuff. My overflow catch-all. I have my wallet, which is the new RFID double zip ID, which is full. I have my catch-all, which is the little domed cosmetic in, I don't know what this was called, gray and white bandana, I believe. And it is full of my regular junk that I carry. I have gum, my screen wiper, my little keepsake thing that I use for my medicine. I have the cream savers. I have my bundle of keys, and I think that was the last item that I had in there. So this bag is now completely empty. So that was everything. I don't know how well you'll be able to see everything, but that was everything that I was able to fit in the ultralight small go-ahead crossbody from the factory outlet. So now let me just slide these items over a bit, and I'll show you how many of these I can fit in the Franny. Alright, so as per usual, let's just start with our larger items. And like I said, I think I have a couple of masks in this back pocket that I forgot, so let me take those out. Alright, so as I did with the other, I'm not going to use any pockets. But before I pack it, let me give you a look at that interior again, because I am still convinced that this is Penelope's garden without Penelope. Or at least some micro-sized version of it, or at least the colors of it. Y'all have to let me know, is this Penelope's garden just shrunken down and Penelope removed, or is it just the smaller bits of the pattern? I'm not sure. It just definitely reminds me of Penelope's garden, for sure. Alright, so let's start filling this up. I'm going to start with the larger items, and because this does have kind of a scooped opening, I'm going to put my taller or larger items toward the sides. So there's my regular catch-all, and then here's my overflow, and I'm going to see if I can get those side by side. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try it. I can, but it's a little bit tight. So if I put those side by side like that, you saw, like, I can zip over top of it, but it's a little bit tight. So I think I'm going to move this one to the other end and just kind of split them up, one on each end, and see how it does. Then my wallet, I'm going to scoot down here. My tissue case, I'll put it down here. So as of right now, I just kind of have things pushed to each end, so I can kind of show you that. I just have them, you know, scooched to each end. So the cell phone has to go in. It can stand up vertically. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We doing all right. We doing okay. The pillowcase is kind of chunky. That's going to take up a decent little space. All of these little smaller items, I'm just going to start kind of sticking in here wherever, you know, they'll fill a gap or what have you. Actually, I'm going to lay those down or I'll end up pushing them and putting a big pen mark down in there. Notebook. There is the little packable tote. The little earbuds case. Yeah, we're good. Screen wiper will just slot in somewhere. Medication. I think we're still okay. The mints. And the keys are the last thing that I had in there. So before I lay those on top, let me just show you what it looks like in here. So you can see catch-all, wallet, phone, notebook, AirPods case, packable tote, pill case. What is this? Oh, my overflow catch-all, my medication thing is just kind of laying there. There's gum, tissue cases up here, the pens, the screen wiper, other little small items are just kind of down in there. Keys, I am literally just going to lay on top, and let's see if it'll zip, because I've got everything in there that was in here. I just don't know if I can zip it or not. I did. Ooh, look at that. She is zipped, you guys. So literally everything that I had inside this bag, I now have inside this one. And that may seem a little odd, but if you look at the base on this one, even though it is larger than this little square, once you start filling this bag up, the base kind of shrinks down a little bit. That's kind of what you get for your base. So it's a little bit deeper, but it's not very long. Whereas the base on this one is not as wide, but it's significantly longer. And I think where this is a shorter bag, like a shorter east-west style bag, and you have the ability where this has straight up and down edges, and this one has more angled edges, you have the ability to really just slot your things in there and line them up. And so I got every bit of that in there. And I think that's pretty impressive. So with the shoulder strap completely full, that's how it looks on me. Now, it would make my arm kind of stick out if I did it like that, but I would most likely just kind of shove it to the back a little bit and let it stick out like that, or do the old, you know, holding the front strap, or the front part of the strap, I should say. Now let me put the longer strap on it, and I'll show you how that looks on me, because I haven't used this yet. So, okay. I haven't used this, so I didn't notice this yet. But there's a little fabric loop right here to keep your strap together when you adjust it shorter or longer, you know, however you want to adjust it. So that's a nice little touch. We have the elongated lobster clasps that completely turn. This is nice. This is a nice thick strap. I'm actually very impressed with the quality of this strap. I figured it would be a little flimsy, if I'm being honest with you. But let me adjust this out. While I do like these little fabric keeper things, they can make adjusting your strap a little bit more difficult if you're not paying attention to what you're doing very well sometimes. I hope I'm doing this in the right direction and not just standing here wasting my time. Unfortunately, this is the same little clip piece that's on like the Performance Twill multi-strap shoulder bag. So when you go to slide your strap through, it's kind of catching. And I don't like that. I do wish it was a little bit larger, but, you know, I can't control that aspect of it, so gotta work with what I got here. I don't know if that's long enough or not, but let's check it. Yeah, I think long enough. So, as a long shoulder bag, if you push that to the front, it could stick out. I think if I'm being completely honest with y'all, I probably will cut these original D-rings off and put my own quick release on there so that I can take this strap on and off as I want, because I'm not crazy about that strap sticking out like that when I go to wear it crossbody. But let's go. That's actually lower than I would probably normally wear it. I would wear it more like right here because of the size and shape. But so I do have like a weird crazy long sweater on. Let me move that out of the way. But that's essentially how it's sitting crossbody. And again, I'm not crazy about that strap. But let's see. Yeah, you can just kind of shove it back and hide it. That's not bad at all. There's still complete access to the zipper like that. So, yeah. That's really cute. It's just a little east-west crossbody style. Okay. So now that we have seen what fits, let me give you my thoughts on this bag. I have seen a few comments, and I've had a couple of emails from people that are like, do you think this bag style is worth it? It's $80 retail. It doesn't have any outside pockets. What are your thoughts on it? And I really, really liked the design of this when I saw it. I think it's extremely simple. I think it's really cute. I love this little shoulder strap moment, if you will. I know that's not generally something you would hear me say because I'm generally more of a crossbody person, but something about the size and shape of this bag overall, I think lends itself to being such a cute little shoulder bag. I think it's super cute as a crossbody too, but there's something about just the overall size and shape that I think makes this a really, really cute little shoulder bag. Or a super cute, just little handheld, or, you know, crook of the arm. And I think it's such a perfect little summer bag. It's small and lightweight, but you guys saw everything that I shoved in this bag. If you don't carry a ton, you could easily get a water bottle to lay down in there. You couldn't get it to stand up unless you put it to the, you know, the side where it zips closed and you let it stick out the top a little bit without it being fully zipped. But I think it's such a cute little summer bag because I've been using this for a few days, and even though it doesn't have an outside pocket, I haven't missed it. I've found the accessibility to get inside the bag extremely easy. I've not missed any phone calls. I love the two-strap options. I think depending on the pattern or color that you get, you can easily dress this up or dress it down because of this shorter strap. Like I said, you know, if you do the little shoulder moment, you could take this out for a cute little brunch. You could take it out for a cute, you know, date night. You could take it to the movies. You could take it to the park. You could use this for whatever you wanted. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. Versus, like, say the new medium hipster. That's a very casual looking bag in my mind. I think it's cute, but I don't think that it has the options for use that this bag does. And even though this one does not have a ton of organization inside of it, and it has no outside pockets, for me personally, I would not pay retail for it because I won't pay retail price for any of my bags, period. But when it was on sale for the 25% off, and then of course I also used Honey to get an additional discount, which I think this time was only an additional 10%, but it was still an additional discount. So getting it on sale, I'm very happy with it. I'm very glad that I picked up the ones that I did. I may even go back and get one of these in the solid colors. Probably not, because I have plenty of colored bags. But I love the versatility of it. I think it's sleek and minimal, and I think sometimes the beauty of a minimal style bag is kind of lost, because we all, myself included, get spoiled with tons of organization and outside pockets and a place to put everything, that sometimes when you have such a simple silhouette where you don't have any outside pockets and there's nothing really obstructing just the view of your bag, I think sometimes we get lost in the beauty of that. And I love this. I think it's a phenomenal size. It's got a really, really good length to it. It's got a good amount of depth. It's just not super tall. But again, I think that really lends itself to being super versatile, because in my mind, this could be used for nearly anything you wanted to use it for. So I am extremely happy with this bag style. I do think that there was a missed opportunity to put at least like a slip pocket across the back. However, if they would have done that, it could have impeded the way this bag worked. If they went up too high and put a slip pocket up here and then you put something more rigid in that pocket, you wouldn't get that beautiful little scoop to the closure. And depending on what you put in there, and if your bag was really full, it may not have even zipped closed all the way anyway. Do you know what I mean? So they would have had to put the pocket down lower, which of course they could have. They could have put a shallow little slip pocket back here or a shallow little zip pocket, but I haven't found that I've missed it, honestly. I've used this kind of like the bucket bag where I just put my essentials in there, and this holds more than my essentials. Like, y'all saw everything that I put in here. Genuinely, I think people are thinking that this bag is smaller than it truly is. But let me move the keys. But you can see everything that I have in there. And that's a really good amount. And it's not messing with the zip closure. It's still closing super easily. There's nothing hindering it. It's so easy to get in and out of. I just really, really like it. So I think if you're considering this bag and you're interested in it, look at everything I was able to fit in here. Decide if you can do without the outside pocket. See if it holds enough for you. And if you think it holds enough for you and you think you can deal with not having the outside pocket, and you like the amount that it can hold, and you like the two different strap options, give it a try. I really like this bag. I'm super, super happy that I picked up the ones that I got. So I definitely recommend, if, you know, the caveat being those few things I mentioned. So that is the Frannie Crossbody, the Frannie Crescsent Crossbody. And this one in particular is in the Amethyst Plaid. Okay, the next bag we're going to look at is the new Oversized Hobo bag. Now, this is the one in Island Garden, and I was going to use this one for the demonstration, but I haven't actually used this one yet, and I still have the strap attached. So I'm going to move to the Performance Twill version because I have already used that one. So let me grab it. Okay, I got interrupted for a second, so I can't remember where I was, but let's look at the features of this really quickly, and then we'll do the comparison. So you have this shorter strap. If the bag's completely flat, essentially that shoulder strap is about the length of the top of the bag. You have a small drop. And when I used this, it did just kind of smush at the top, kind of like that. And it, you know, you have plenty of room to throw it on your shoulder. You have that one zip pocket on the outside that is that wide. That's literally how wide it is. And I tried to see if I could move this from side to side, like around the lining of the bag to bring it to the front or the back, and you can't. It is tacked in toward the back of the bag. So what that means is that every internal pocket that you have for this bag, or every internal organization, so this little side pocket runs to the back of the bag, you can see there, and it is tacked in, so you cannot move it. And then your zipper pocket, which, look how tiny that is in comparison to the size of this bag. Literally, I cannot believe not only how tiny that zip pocket is in comparison to the size of this bag, but just how little organization they gave us in comparison to the size of this bag. You have that zip pocket, and then you have your two little slip pockets. And as I said, they're all on the back wall of the bag. So here's your little Vera Bradley nameplate, and everything sits on the back wall of the bag. Even this outside zipper pocket goes to the back wall of this bag. There's nothing on the front wall. Nothing. And even the two little slip pockets that they've put in here aren't that big. So I don't understand why they didn't do a better job of putting organization on this bag. I could understand leaving the front of it completely empty to give you that nice, sleek, you know, that look of just the fabric, whatever it is. And I can even understand not putting pockets high up on the bag, because with this being a hobo style and the fact that it is going to smush down, I get that. But they could have very much put a pocket like lower down. You know what I mean? Because when we put our items in, yes, about the top half of the bag, if it's not full, will manage to smush down. But the bottom half will kind of be shored up by your items on the inside. So they could have went down lower and put us a little zip pocket right there, or a slip pocket, or something. So with a bag this big, I just don't understand why we don't have more internal organization options. Like, you can see that they went lower for this slip pocket, and even lower, or zip pocket, and even lower for the two slip pockets. And again, I think that's because they wanted this bag to have the ability to smush down and give you that just slouchy hobo look. And that's totally fine, but they could have went halfway down and put pockets around the bag, not just on the one side. So that kind of irritates me, to be honest with you. But we got what we got. So let me show you this bag next to a couple of other styles to give you an idea on size, and then I will show you what I'm going to compare it to. So the first bag style is the regular bucket bag. So if you're familiar with this one, or you own one, if you like this style, these are both kind of floppy, so this is a little bit difficult. Again, neither one of these are currently full, but if I push them both to the edge, that's how much bigger this new oversized hobo is than the bucket bag. Another one that I thought would be a pretty decent comparison for you if you have it is the Carson hobo bag. So this is the regular sized Carson hobo bag, not the mini. And again, these are both flat. I've just kind of, you know, pushed them base to base there, end to end. So you can see that the oversized hobo is still just a little bit taller and a little bit wider. As far as the depth goes, the base is completely different on them, so. But roughly around there. So if you have the Carson, oh my gosh, these are so hard to keep together. But if you have the Carson hobo, you know, this one is just a little bit bigger. And then the last comparison is actually a Vera Tote. This is the one I've decided to do the capacity comparison with. So if I just hold them in front of each other again, to the best of my ability anyway. Alright, you can see that they are roughly about the same height. And the Vera Tote is just about, I don't know, I'd say about 2 inches longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me see if I can show you the base comparison. So the Vera Tote looks a little deeper too. Or, yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this Vera Tote up. This is going to take a minute, so I will see y'all in a second. I'm going to fill this one up, and then we'll do like we always do. We'll see how many of those same items I can fit in this bag. So let me fill it up. Okay, I've completely stuffed the Vera Tote. And let me tell y'all, this sucker is heavy right now. So let me show it to you. There it is from the side. I don't have it completely, you know, smushed out, but it is completely full. And I did zip it to be fair, but it's completely full to the top here. So there's the front, the side, the back, and you'll see why it's looking kind of streamlined like that. So let me show you everything that I have shoved in here, and I was not messing around. I went with some big stuff this time. So as soon as I unzip it, you can see I haven't used this bag yet, but let's not talk about it. So as soon as I unzip it, you can see the thing at the very top is a sweater. This is a chunky, fuzzy sweater that I just sat on the top. And then if I give you an overview of the rest of it, here's how we're looking. I have my laptop in there, a chunky book. Let me just show you, because that's heavy. Lord, that's heavy. Alright, so we have my spare little catch-all, the hair accessory kit thing. The travel pillowcase again. The little packable tote thing. I'm going to show you all these little items first. Cell phone. And again, I did not use pockets. I just put everything in the center. AirPods case. Wallet. Obviously, a large wallet would have fit in either one of these bags as well. Tissue case. Mints. Medicine case thing. My regular catch-all. Then I put the fully stuffed dome cosmetic that I can't remember the name of, but this is a chunky one. This is a big one. Then I put a water bottle. Then I have a very thick, chunky book. Then I put the small, I think this is the small travel cosmetic, the reactive small travel cosmetic from Vera Bradley. I'm not sure, but this is full too. It's got like some other pouches and things filling it up. So this one is full as well. And then last but not least, I put my laptop in here. So I'm not sure what size this laptop is or what it's considered, but I just measured it and it's 9 inches this way by 12.5 inches. So whatever size that is. Alright, so that's everything that I had inside this Vera Tote. This one's completely empty now. So let me move it over and we will start seeing how much of it we can fit in this oversized hobo bag. So I'm going to try to essentially pack this one the same way. I don't think this one's going to hold quite as much as the Vera Tote, but we will see. So let's start with the laptop. I had it in the Vera Tote this way, so I'm going to try to just do it the same way in this bag. Although I will say that where the Vera Tote has that little bit of a recessed zipper, I could stand the laptop up vertically, but it was literally right under that zipper and it wasn't a great fit. Standing it, the laptop up vertically in this one, I have plenty of room to do it vertically in here. But to be fair, I'm going to turn it horizontally, the same way I had it in the Vera Tote. Let me zip this outside pocket up or I'll forget. Alright, the reactive small travel cosmetic thing goes in there, no problem. Water bottle, no problem. Chunky book. No problem. Now here is where I think we're going to find a big difference, because I don't know that I can get this big pouch in here as well. Well, I'm a liar, because it went in there fine. But let me show you how we're starting to look here. So you can see the laptop, the book, that's the big clamshell cosmetic, the reactive cosmetic, and then the water bottle's way down there in the corner. So let's just keep going. So I'm at a lot of these small items now, so I'm just going to start filling these little nooks and crannies, I suppose. As much as I can. Anywho. Pill case. No. Let me drop these smaller items in, because they would fill these holes. Or they would go in some of these holes. Y'all know what I mean. The one thing that is going to be a big difference, other than the size of the base with this one, is the fact that where the Vera Tote zipper has those flaps that come together, you have more width across the top of this bag to work with. And the Oversized Hobo, the zipper comes together at the top. So we're not going to have as much width to work with. Just lay that on there, I suppose. Oh, forgot the pill case. Okay, I have everything just kind of shoved in here, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the sweater in here. And that all has to do with that width across the top, like I was mentioning. And even though I do have the same items in here that I had in the Vera Tote, they are very much more just smushed in here, as opposed to kind of organized nicely. So they fit more comfortably in the Vera Tote, but I can get them in this one, if that makes sense. So I don't think that the sweater's going to fit. I could be wrong, and I may be able to zip this up. I might be able to force it to zip. Let's see. I don't want to bust the zipper out, but we'll see if we can get it in here. Just for the sake of doing it, I guess. I lied. It's gonna zip, but it's gonna be tight. Okay, I struggled, but I got it in there. Everything I showed you that I got out of that Vera Tote, it's all in here now. And Lord have mercy, is it heavy? So if you completely filled this up, I mean, it's in there, it'll hold it, but that looks a little bit crazy, I think. But essentially, you could get daggone near anything you can put in a Vera Tote in this bag. So this is a large bag. Granted, those items, if if you're filling it completely up, obviously they're going to fit more comfortably in the Vera tote than they do in this hobo bag. But the point still stands that you can fit pretty much anything in here that you can in the Vera tote. So let me take a few of these items out, and I'll show you a more realistic look at how this bag sits on me when it's full, but not, you know, ridiculously full. So, let's see. Take the sweater out, and then let's take the laptop out, if I can get it out. Okay, I lied. Let's take this reactive cosmetic out. And then let's take the laptop out. Maybe. Y'all, I had everything in this bag shoved so tight. Okay, there's the clamshell cosmetic. Let's take that out. Now let's take the laptop out. Okay. So, I still have a ton of stuff down in here. Let me give you another quick kind of look. But it's only about halfway up the bag now. So I kept the big book in there. I kept all of the other items. I just took out the 4 largest things. So I took out the big clamshell, the big reactive cosmetic, the laptop, and the big chunky sweater. I left everything else in there. So now I'll show you how it sits on me when it's full, but not ridiculously full. So essentially, that's what this bag does when you pick it up. It just kind of falls in the middle. And I don't think that's a bad look at all. I really don't. I think it's perfectly fine. It's just a slouchy hobo. It fits under the shoulder fine. The one thing I can tell you I have noticed, because as I mentioned, I did already use this bag for 3 or 4 days. I took it to the grocery store. I took it to my daughter's school. I took it everywhere that I went. And the one thing I did notice is that when it was on my shoulder, it's kind of difficult to unzip. Because the way that it slouches down in the middle right here, it just curves that zipper so much that it's nearly impossible to get it open while it's on my shoulder. So I was either setting it down and then unzipping it, or I was just leaving it open when I would go to throw it on my shoulder. And when I would do that, it would just do what it wanted to do, which didn't really bother me. It was just kind of like an open tote, I guess you would say. And then at that point, everything was easy to reach, easy to get to, and I'd just shove it back down and shove it under my, you know, my elbow there, and I would just keep going. I never tried it as a crossbody yet, so let me put that on there and we'll see how that looks. Overall, as just a really big, oversized, kind of slouchy shoulder bag, tote bag, it's cute. It is just a slouchy little bag. So if that's a style that you like, kind of that boho chic, slouchy, whatever, it works for that. I'm just irritated at the lack of organization that they put within such a large bag. But if you're someone that needs to carry something that's the size of a tote, but you don't want to actually carry a tote, you just want a really cute shoulder bag with a single shoulder strap, you want the ability to be able to stick a crossbody strap on it and do what you need to do, this is a great bag for you. Just know that you're going to be using your own pouches and things if you want additional organization. So if we put the strap that comes with it on it at the shortest setting, let's see where it sits. So this is just straight unwrapped at the shortest setting. So if we shove that other strap down, it doesn't want to stay down. So let's do the same thing we did on the other. We'll just pull it to the back, kind of. Okay, so at the shortest setting, it's kind of long with the adjustable strap. So it sits, you know, it's kind of right in here on me. So that's fairly long. If I adjust it to a crossbody length, I'll show you how it sits crossbody on me. But I can just about guarantee I would never use this as a crossbody bag because it's just gigantic. I mean, this would make a great travel bag too, I think. If you were going to use your own cosmetic pouches and things like that to organize what you wanted in here, you could easily get, you know, your technology, a change of clothes, a small toiletry bag, and then your everyday essentials for a really good carry-on. And then probably still have the ability to throw extra stuff in there if you picked it up along the way, I'm sure. Let's see. Okay, maybe this isn't as bad as as bad as I thought it was going to be as a crossbody. So, that's sitting, the top of it's right around my hip area-ish, the way I've adjusted it. And again, I just kind of shoved that shorter strap down. I mean, it's still a big bag, obviously, but it doesn't look as ridiculous as I thought it was going to crossbody. Now, if I pull it to the front, you can see it's a lot bigger. But with the zipper stretched out, it's a lot easier to access as well. I still would probably just leave it open, though, because the way the top of it slouches down, it kind of closes the bag naturally. Then you can separate it out and reach down in there and get what you want to get. But yeah, it's not as bad crossbody as I was thinking it was going to be. But so that is the Oversized Hobo. So my thoughts on this bag overall. I think that this is not a bag style I will purchase again. However, I have to caveat that by saying that I don't use a lot of really large bags to begin with. So the fact that I bought 2 of these straight away, the Performance Twill and the recycled cotton, is more than enough for what I would need. For me, this will be used as, you know, a very large shoulder bag or a tote style bag just because of the size of it, or a travel bag for that matter, because this bag is really big. I like it for what it is. I think it does a good job of being just an oversized slouchy hobo. Exactly, you know, what's in its name. It does a good job of being an oversized hobo bag. I still am disappointed with the lack of organization that they put in this bag. For it to be so large and for them to have put so little organization in it, and the fact that what little organization they did give us, they shoved all of it on the back wall of the bag. It's not even spread out to try and distribute it a little bit more evenly. That's kind of disappointing for me. I guess I could look at it, you know, and play devil's advocate and say, well, it's just a great opportunity for me to use my own organizational pieces, and that's fine too, but I still think that they could have done so much more than they did. The Performance Twill version of this bag, let me double check this before I say it out loud, because I don't want to lie to y'all. But the Performance Twill version of this bag at full retail price is $155. I absolutely, hands down, would not pay $155 for this bag. I just wouldn't do it. I personally don't think that this bag is worth that. Because once you get up into that price point with Vera Bradley, in my opinion, you are looking at travel bags. Duffel bags, weekender bags, that type of thing. And while this is essentially probably big enough that you could use it for an overnight bag or like a carry-on on a plane or what have you, I would rather buy the actual bag that was designed for travel. as opposed to this. So for $155, I would not buy this at retail price. Now, if you are someone that just really genuinely loves a hobo style bag and this is what you want, and you want those, strap options, and you like the single shoulder strap as opposed to two straps on a tote bag or what have you, and you just have your heart set on this, then of course, if that's worth it to you, price and value are subjective to the person, or the value is subjective to the individual. The price is set in stone unless you have a discount code or it's on sale, but the value is completely up to you. Just for me personally, at retail price, the value is not there for this bag for me. The cotton version, let me see how much it is at full retail. Where's the tag? Okay, full retail on the cotton version is $120. No, I would not pay full retail for the cotton version either, because at this price point, if you're looking again at larger bags, you have the Vera Tote, which you could use for travel or as a tote bag or whatever you wanted. Just at the price point that these bags sit, I think there are better options from Vera Bradley, in my opinion. I'm glad I got the two that I did because I wanted to try them. I do like the option of having just a large single shoulder strap, throw and go, slouchy bag that I can really and truly just throw my junk in. I do like it. But I'm also very glad that I got a couple of discounts on this bag that I did not pay anywhere near retail, because I wouldn't have paid anywhere near retail for these bags. And again, I still just think that the opportunity to provide us some really good, really well thought out organization inside these was missed. I think for such a large bag, it was such a missed opportunity for them to not do more than they did. So that's essentially my thoughts on this particular style. I'm just kind of like, meh. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's awful. I definitely would not pay full retail for it. If you genuinely like the style and you see the value for yourself and you know that you will use it and enjoy it and that it will work for you, then by all means have at it. We all have our own style. We all have things that work for us that don't work for other people. And so as much as the little Franny bag works for me and I think it's super cute and I love it, that one may not be for you. This one may be the one for you. So these are just my opinions. You have to look at what works for you. So that's my thoughts on the oversized hobo bag and the new Frannie Crescsent Crossbody. So what are your thoughts? Did you pick up either one of these? If you did, what color pattern did you pick up? Are you liking the bag? Do you dislike it? What features do you like? What do you wish they would have included that they didn't include? Let me know all of your thoughts. If you guys have any comments, questions, or you just want to say hello, then as always, please leave me a message down below because I love to chat with y'all. And until the next time, I will see y'all later. Bye, guys.